I now recognize Mr. Carter from Louisiana for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank all of the witnesses for being here. What an exciting content. And as exciting it is the fear of how bad it can be. What can we learn from the lack of regulation in social media, Facebook and others on the front side, that we can do better with AI? Ms. Moore?
Well, I think that there are many lessons to be learned. I think that, first of all, from a seriousness perspective, I think that AI has everyone's attention. Now that it's disintermediated sort of all the middle people, and it's directly in the hands of the end users, and now folks have workforce productivity tools that leverage AI. We have been using AI for years and years. Anybody here who has a Siri or Alexa, you're already in the AI realm. The piece that we have to consider is one of the points that Congressman Swalwell brought up around the idea of education and upskilling and making sure that people have the skills in AI that are necessary to become part of this future era. We work to train folks. We're training over 2 million people over the next 3 years strictly in AI. We've all got to upskill. This is all of us collectively. And I think also a point was brought up about the harmonization piece. I think that this is one area that we can all agree that if we aren't expedient in the way we approach it, that it's going to run right over us.
So let me re-ask that. Thank you very much. But what I really want to know is, we're here, it's here. How can we learn and how can we regulate it better to make sure that what has so much power and so much potential to be good, we thwart the bad part? One example, I recently saw on social media a few weeks ago a message from what looked like, sounded like the President of the United States of America giving a message. Now, to the naked eye, to the individual that's out there that's not paying attention to the wonders of AI, that was the president. How do we manage that? From a security risk, how do we know that this person that's purporting to be Secretary Mayorkas is telling us about a natural disaster or a security breach isn't some foreign actor? Any one of you, in fact, everyone, quickly, we have about 2 minutes. Mr. Stamos?
So on the deep fakes for political disinformation, I think one of the problems now is it is not illegal to use AI to create, there's no liability of creating totally real things that say embarrassing things that are used for political. It is totally legal to use AI in political campaigns and political advertising.
For the moment.
So I would start there. And then work your way down. I think the platforms have a big responsibility here to try to detect, but it turns out detection of this stuff is a technical challenge.
Mr. O'Neill?
I was going to say, if we could focus on the authentication and giving consumers and the public the ability to be able to validate easily the authenticity of what they're seeing, that would be important. And the other thing that was talked about, which I agree with Ms. Moore, about the back end, is making sure that we have these resilient systems. What we've learned with social media and cybersecurity in general is it's an arms race. It always has been, it always will be. And we're always going to be defending and, spy versus spy type activities, trying to outdo each other. We need to make sure that we have the back end systems, the data that's available, the ability to recover quickly and get to normal operations back up.
We got about 40 seconds. Thank you very much. Ms. Moore, did you have any more to add? And then I want to get to Mr. Swanson.
I just say that there are technologies available today that do look at sort of defending reality, so to speak, but that disinformation and the havoc that it wreaks is an extreme concern, and I think that the industry is evolving.
I think from a manufacturer of AI perspective, we need to learn and we need to understand that AI is different than typical software. It's not just code. It's data. Yes, it's code. It's a very complex machine learning pipeline that requires different tactics, tools, and techniques in order to secure it. We need to understand and we need to learn that it's different in order to secure AI.
And the disadvantage that we have is oftentimes the bad actors are moving as fast, if not faster, than we are. So we stand ready, particularly from this committee standpoint, to work closely with you to identify ways that we can stay ahead of the bad actors and make sure that we're protecting everything from universities to bank accounts to political free speech. There's a real danger. So thank you all for being here, Mr. Chairman. I yield.